Honorable the Chief Justice, Mrs. Meera Sen, better half of Honorable the Chief Justice, Mrs. Basudha Mukherjee, better half of Brother Justice I.B. Mukherjee, Honorable Mr. Justice Deepankar Datta, Chief Justice of High Court of Bombay, who has joined on VC, sister and brother judges, learned Advocate General, learned Additional Solicitor General, the President and Secretary of the Bar Library Club, the President and Secretary of the Bar Association, President Secretary of the Incorporated Law Society, members of the bar, registrars, and staff members. Today we have assembled here to bid farewell to Honorable Mr. Justice Thotathil B. Nair Radhakrishnan, Honorable the Chief Justice of this court. Born to late N. Bhaskaran Nair and late K. Parukutti Amma on April 29, 1959, Justice Radhakrishnan had his early schooling at Kollam. After graduating from the University of Kerala, he obtained LLB degree from University of Bangalore. He got himself enrolled as an advocate on December 11, 1983 at Thiruvananthapuram and later shifted to High Court of Kerala in the year 1988. He had a brief spell of practice at Delhi as well. He practiced in different branches of law and in particular civil, constitutional, and administrative. He appeared for various public institutions and established himself as a counsel within a very short span of time. He was appointed amicus in many cases. He was advocate member of the Rules Committee constituted under Section 123 of Code of Civil Procedure. He was elevated to the bench as a judge of Kerala High Court on October 14, 2004. As a judge, his lordship was nominated to deal with petitions registered following direction of Honorable the Supreme Court in relation to the mental health matters. In recognition of his deep interest in serving the marginalized sections of society, he was nominated as member of the National Legal Services Authority. There he was instrumental in framing several schemes and programs of NALSA, especially for mentally ill and mentally disabled persons in 2015. After he had been acting Chief Justice of High Court of Kerala, he was elevated as Chief Justice of Chhattisgarh High Court and took over the new assignment on March 18, 2017. There he was instrumental in streamlining many procedures in the newly set up High Court. Thereafter, he was transferred as Chief Justice of High Court of Judicature at Hyderabad for the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh on July 7, 2018. He was entrusted the mammoth task of bifurcating the High Court of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, namely the High Court of Andhra Pradesh and High Court of Telangana. He took over as Chief Justice of newly created Telangana High Court on January 1, 2019. Thereafter, he had taken over as Chief Justice of the oldest High Court in the country at Calcutta on April 4, 2019. His Lordship will bid adieu to this great institution after having a tenure of little more than 2 years in this court and 17 years of illustrious career as a judge. A balanced combination of inherent and acquired qualities are required for making a great man. Both these have played an important role in making of Justice Radhakrishnan a great judge and a fine human being. Qualities of head and heart have been inherited by him from his parents, whereas he had been fine-tuned in profession by his senior, late P. Sukumaran Nair, who was a giant in profession. While adoring the benches of 5 different high courts, namely Kerala, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and this court, Justice Radhakrishnan had delivered many landmark judgments. It is not that the law reports are full of these. The lawyers remember these by heart. His love for nature and environment is evident from a judgment in Kerala for protecting the river Pamba. One of the recent judgments here, Justice Radhakrishnan had taken note of an under trial who was languishing in jail for 41 years as trial could not proceed on account of his mental condition. He was directed to be released. The list is long and cannot be narrated in short time. Mediation as an alternate mode of dispute resolution has gained momentum in this state under the leadership of Justice Radhakrishnan. Primarily by reason of the impetus provided by him, Mediation Center has been started functioning in Calcutta and the other districts of the state in right earnest. We all know since March 2020, We are suffering from COVID-19 pandemic. Even during this period, Justice Radhakrishnan has led this court from the front and became a true leader. Maybe it was on judicial side or administrative. Recently, he directed the Election Commission to ensure strict compliance of COVID-19 protocols during election campaigning. My association with him is merely 4 months old, but it was a great opportunity to work under him and with him. He is a true motivator and a guide, always thinking and working in the best interest of the institution. Justice Radhakrishnan is a man of compassion. Beneath the veneer of an apparently reserved and strict person, his Lordship has an extremely soft heart. As the head of the state judiciary, his Lordship has taken numerous administrative decisions which have benefited the institution as a whole, including the members of the staff of the High Court and the subordinate courts. One needs to learn from him the trick to make any tense atmosphere light. I believe that I'll be speaking for everybody in saying this. Institution and all its members, including the judges, judicial officers, advocates, and the administrative staff, will miss his presence in this institution. However, his Lordship will always remain an inseparable part of the judiciary of this state and will be remembered with love and respect for all times to come. I, on behalf of all the sister and brother judges, and on my behalf, pray to Almighty God to bestow good health to his Lordship and his family, as he will be shifting to his native place known as God's own country from the city of joy, carrying the sweet memories of the time spent here. As his Lordship will be leaving Bengal, I conclude by saying, Sustho ebong bhalo thakaben. Thank you.
My Lord the Chief Justice, My Lord Justice Dipankar Dotto, Chief Justice, Bombay High Court, My Lords, President, Vice President and Secretary of Bar Association, Secretary of Bar Library Club, Vice President and Secretary of the Incorporated Law Society, fellow members of the Bar, the learned Additional Solicitor General, family members of Justice Radhakrishnan and Justice Mukherjee, members of the registry, ladies and gentlemen. Carrying the baton from Justice Bindal, I would like to say that it was a memorable experience to be a body of lawyers while assisting Justice Radhakrishnan in this honorable court. My lords, we are passing through the most difficult moment of our lives. The COVID-19 pandemic have set in. Lockdown has been clamped. I don't think since the journey of the Calcutta High Court since 1st of July 1862, any Chief Justice has faced this turbulent moment in steering the ship known as the Calcutta High Court. My Lord, in this difficult time, Justice Radhakrishnan, as the captain of the ship, has steered all of us, the citizens of this state, the lawyers of this court, the members of this judiciary in West Bengal, in the best possible manner. My Lord, Justice Radhakrishnan has handled all the problems that we have faced during this COVID-19 pandemic with ease, so that the court could function, the staff could attend the court, to ensure that the bare minimum that is required for the litigants, that could be provided. And in this way, Justice Radhakrishnan had allowed the court to function. Lord, I have got nothing to say about the judicious mind of Justice Radhakrishnan. These several landmark judgments that Justice Radhakrishnan has passed during his tenure as a judge in various high courts, including this court. But what I have experienced as an advocate of this court is that Justice Radhakrishnan has worked in several fields apart from being an advocate during, before becoming a judge. We from the bar could very well feel that he has worked in various fields. He has got immense knowledge of science, which he had applied in course of dealing with matters. He had experience in working amongst various underprivileged in other parts or in other parts of this society, like maybe working in prisons. He had extreme knowledge in animals, flora, fauna, and these various aspects have been dealt with by Justice Radhakrishnan in this court with ease. I have found Justice Radhakrishnan not only knowledgeable in law, but also having knowledge in various other fields, which in appropriate cases were applied by him. Now, my lords, while arguing the matters before my lord, we have found that his lordship also has an elephant's memory. Any judgment his lordship could recollect, not only the name, but the citations, sometimes, of course, only going by years. But I found that all of those to be correct later on, after the matters were over. My lord, the Calcutta bar has been enriched through your lordship's short journey in this court. My lord, your lordship has been very popular amongst the bar. You have understood the sentiments of the bar, the difficulties of the bar, more particularly the difficulties that we have faced during this pandemic. My lord, we have also noticed with surprise how your lordships through orders have managed the disaster through which we are passing. Now, my lord, the day your lordship had taken oath, today's date was fixed for your lordship to demit office. The day has arrived. My lord, we sadly bid adieu, your lordship. I'm sure your lordship has several plans for the future, and I wish that your lordship succeeds in your future plans. I pray to Almighty so that your lordship keeps good health. And my lord, on behalf of my law officers and on my behalf, I bid farewell to your lordship.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Bombay High Court, Dipankar Datta, My Lord Justice Bindal, My Lords of this Honorable High Court, the Learned Advocate General, the Presidents and Secretaries of the Bar Association, the Bar Library Club, and the Incorporated Law Society, ladies and gentlemen. We assemble today to bid a fond farewell to the Honorable Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court, Thotatal B. Nair Radhakrishnan. My Lord holds a unique position in the Indian judiciary. Besides serving 2 stints as the acting Chief Justice of the Kerala High Court, my Lord has served as Chief Justice of the Chhattisgarh High Court, Chief Justice of the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana High Court, First Chief Justice of the Telangana High Court, and finally Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court. In your stints as a judge of the Kerala High Court and Chief Justices of 4 other High Courts, your Lordship held various extremely important positions, too numerous to number. Your Lordship has spent a tad over 2 years as Chief Justice of this Honorable Court. My interactions with your Lordships in the first 14 months were confined to a couple of criminal-oriented public interest litigations and some admissions of appeals, criminal appeals at that. In this period, I had found your Lordship incisive and decisive, granting relief wherever possible. In the last 10 months, I was before your Lordship almost every day. In spite of COVID, your Lordship had kept the High Court functional. Your Lordship had ensured that even if it was in small groups that the courts assembled, they did assemble, and justice was available to the litigant public in Calcutta. On the judicial front, Court number 1 had been extremely busy alleviating the problems of the common man. The varied menu dished up every day, while having everyone scurrying for cover, brought relief to the ordinary human being, the Aam Aadmi. The disposal of public interest litigations, suo motu motions, showed an extremely caring human being for whom not only man, but flora and fauna, birds and animals, and the environment they habited had to be specially protected. Your Lordship's words that man can speak for himself, but the birds and animals do not have a voice of their own, and we have to speak up for them, for no one else will, were highly significant. Your Lordship had also been instrumental in setting up some innovative firsts during your tenure as Chief Justice. The completion of the creche facilities for lady advocates and members of the staff. The High Court working on a Saturday. The setting up of a special bench in terms of an order of the Apex Court in Shila Base to judicially supervise, monitor, and oversee mentally ill convicts and under trials locked up in correctional homes in the state. A similar position once held by your Lordship in the Kerala High Court. Your Lordship was a strict disciplinarian, though sometimes frustrated by the lethargy peculiar to our state, and had on more than one occasion remarked, "We have the power, do not cause us to invoke the same." Your Lordship had a genuinely soft side, which was very often on display, even when your Lordship had been provoked beyond reason. Your Lordship's departure will be missed by all, but then all good things must come to a pass. I wish your Lordship a very fond farewell and pray that your Lordship's dreams post-retirement be fulfilled.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Chief Justice Dipankar Datta, Honorable Judges of our court, family members of Chief Justice and Justice Mukherjee, the learned Advocate General, the learned Additional Solicitor General, Mr. Dhandhania, representing Bar Association, Mr. Mitra, representing Incorporated Law Society, my friends in the profession, brothers and sisters, members of the registry, and all those of us who are participating on virtual mode. Today is a sad day for Calcutta Bar. From tomorrow, we will not have our beloved Chief Justice in courtroom number 1. My Lord, it is very important for us to realize that when my Lord was there in courtroom number 1, we have not only on the judicial side, but also on the administrative side, approached my Lord time and again, and has indicated by my preceding orators that it is one of the most difficult time that we are passing, both as a human being and as a lawyer. And it was very important for us to be guided by our captain. And Almighty have chosen my Lord the Chief Justice to guide us. In a short span, it is not possible for us to indicate each and every success story which my Lord has received in his life. But I would pray to the Almighty that after the first innings comes to an end, the second innings to begin. And the second innings of my Lord, which will begin from tomorrow, may be as illustrious, if not more illustrious, than the first innings. I, on behalf of myself and all the members of the Bar Library Club, do pray to God that our association with my Lord may not come to an end in near future, and may my Lord be as accessible to us as before in the future days to come.
My Lord, the Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court, my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, my Lord, Mr. Justice Rajesh Bindal, my Lords, Learned Advocate General, Learned Additional Solicitor General, President and Secretaries of Bar Library Club and Incorporated Law Society, the Vice President Secretary and other office bearers and members of the Bar Association, learned members of the registry, my brother and sister advocates, ladies and gentlemen. Lord, the members of the High Court Bar Association are really saddened today because we will be losing a great Chief Justice today. My previous speakers have already spoken about His Lordship's great legal acumen. I'll not be speaking about that. Moreover, I cannot speak about that because my sphere of practice is different. I did not have the good fortune to appear before His Lordship even in a single case. What I'll be speaking about is my interaction with him as President of the Calcutta High Court Bar Association. And I can only say this much, that I found him a great philosopher and guide for the legal community, especially junior advocates. I found that he had a passion for teaching and guiding the junior advocates. My Lord, he had joined as the Chief Justice before our committee had taken charge. When our committee took charge, we all of us went to His Lordship's chamber to pay our respects. He met all of us very cordially, and for about half an hour he told us what bars associations in different parts of the country where he had been the judge or the Chief Justice were doing. He gave us very great ideas about what we should do and what we can do. We could not implement most of his ideas because more than 1 year's time was wasted because of the COVID-19. I also found that his lordship considered advocates as part of the legal family, and he never made an issue a prestige issue. There were all of you will remember that there was an issue about issuance of the identity cards for advocates. There was great passion and emotion in the Bar Association. I went and told his lordship that executive committee will not be able to handle the situation. Then his lordship, the Chief Justice, the Honorable Justice Dipankar Dotto, and the Honorable Justice Sanjeev Banerjee called a meeting of about 25 leaders of the bar in the chamber of the Honorable Chief Justice. All of them, all the three judges are Chief Justices. They held lengthy discussions and the issue was resolved. But his lordship, one passion was teaching the advocates, the junior advocates. He had suggested that the Bar Association should start programs for junior advocates, a year-long program where subject-wise for Code of Civil Procedure, 4 lectures, and at the end, Bar Association should give certificates of merits to the advocates. We were working on it, but could not be implemented because of the COVID. Then under his advice, the Bar Association started organizing lecture series on various aspects of the law. In that series, we received help and cooperation from a number of honorable judges of this court who appeared on virtual platform to teach law to the junior advocates. That was a huge success. One day, I just casually mentioned before his lordship that your lordship should also come and participate in one of the programs. His lordship agreed, spoke for about 1.5 hours. It was such a great success that we received hundreds of requests from advocates to organize a bigger program by his lordship. I went to meet, along with my secretary, went to meet his lordship, suggested that there is a request for organizing a bigger program, not only 1 hour program. His lordship agreed and said his lordship will give lecture on 2 consecutive days. One on Saturday evening, another on Sunday evening. He said he will not speak about art of advocacy. On art of advocacy, there are many lectures, many books. He will speak about how to be a successful lawyer. And during his 2 days lecture, he started with giving practical hints about how to talk to a client. If a client comes to a junior lawyer to discuss about a case and that junior advocate does not know ABC of that law, what should he do? Should he say, I know nothing about this case, please go away? If he says that, he will refuse all the briefs. He gave practical hints how to talk to a client. Then he gave practical hints about how to run an advocate's office. And he said, every 3 months or maximum within every 6 months, you must have a legal audit of your office. That means you must examine each and every brief which is pending, find out the reason and make a note why this case is pending, what is to be done about this case, whether there is urgency or not, whether you need some instruction or not. He said at least every 6 months, make a detailed legal audit of the office. Then he spoke about how to draft a pleading. And he told the advocates, don't just cut and paste. Even when you cut and paste, don't make blunders. Read each and every word to see whether it fits in your case or not. Then he told how to prepare for a case, how to prepare the facts for argument, how to prepare the law for the argument, how to make argument notes, what should be argued first. And His Lordship also said that if you lose the case, how should you communicate this to your client? How should you discuss and decide? How should you discuss with the client and decide whether an appeal should be preferred or not? And last but not the least, His Lordship told the juniors, how should you read the mind of the judge? And if you feel that the judge is against you, how to remodel your argument? I can tell you, Lord, I can tell you that during my 48 years of practice, I never heard such a lecture about how to be a successful lawyer. On the day of the lecture, I had virtually made a request, Lordship. Today, I'm repeating that request, that this beautiful 2-day lecture should not be confined to the participants who had attended that virtual program. If the Honorable Chief Justice permits us, we like to upload it on a Twitter or some other social media, so that thousands of advocates all over India can be benefited from this lecture, which is unique and a very rare thing. Just yesterday, I came to know that His Lordship had already been approached for big programs as a lecturer and a speaker, even after retirement. Just yesterday, I came to know that on 20th of May 2021, an international mediation program will be held, which will be attended by the Chief Justice of India and the Chief Justice of Singapore, along with speakers from all over the world. And His Lordship has been invited to be a keynote speaker in that program. My Lord, I have only one request. Members of the Calcutta Bar will not forget your Lordship, but kindly don't forget us. When we approach your Lordship, when we contact your Lordship, kindly help us, guide us, and give your advice, for which we'll thank you, Lordship. Lord, we all of us wish very happy and pleasant life to your Lordship. Thank you very much.
My Lord the Chief Justice, my Lord the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, my Lords, my learned friends at the bar, members of the registry, ladies and gentlemen. We have gathered here today to celebrate and usher in the next stage of life of my Lord Justice Radhakrishnan. On this day, you are going to demit your office as our Chief Justice after a long career as a judge. After a good stint as a student of law and as a practitioner of law, you began your career as a judge of the Kerala High Court on 14th October 2004. Thereafter, you adorned the benches of 5 separate high courts of the great nation, which includes officiating as the Chief Justice of four of these 5. You ultimately came to our court on 4th April 2019, a little over 2 years back. Members of the bar will always remember you for your graciousness, your politeness, and your sense of humor. You held the administrative mantle of our High Court through some unprecedented events that started with the most undesirable and contemptuous occurrence at the Howrah District Court, which shook the conscience of the entire legal fraternity, if not of the entire nation. The most period of your being in office of this court has been troublesome because of the prevailing pandemic. But you have always shown your mettle to steer the court proceedings in those troubled times. Whenever we have approached you for any problem of ours, you have always come forward with a helping hand and tried your best to solve the same. It is the apparently little things that a person's greatness is revealed. One recent instance was your prompt intervention and action when the plight of our lady members of the bar was brought to your attention. For the first time in our High Court, a sanitary pad dispenser was installed, and that too within 24 hours under your orders. That was a very big step towards women empowerment, and your stewardship in the effort is admirable and appreciated. Incorporated Law Society is grateful, my lord, for all your support and help. You were on the bench for about 16.5 years. That's a good phase of your life. Today is the end of that phase, but the beginning of a new phase, which you would enjoy in every way. You must be having very many cherished desires to fulfill. You must now fulfill them. You enjoy your life with relaxation and joyfully. Let God shower all his good wishes on you and your family for the days to come. Have good health, long life, and peace of the mind all the time. We would remember you, my lord, as a passionate judge, a Chief Justice who took interest in all matters for improvement of this court in most aspects. You would be remembered as a human judge. On behalf of the Incorporated Law Society and all its members, I bid you adieu, my lord.
My beloved brother, Justice Dipankar Datta, Chief Justice, Bombay High Court, my esteemed brother Justice Rajesh Bindal, and other beloved sister and brother judges of this High Court, the learned Advocate General, the learned Additional Solicitor General, the President and Secretary of the Bar Library Club, the President and Secretary of the Bar Association, the President and Secretary of the Incorporated Law Society, beloved brother and sister judges of the different sister high courts, learned members of the bar, registry officials, and staff of this high court, advocate clerks, revered elders, and other beloved fellow citizens who are present in court and those who have joined through virtual mode, my most humble pranams to one and all. I acknowledge with gratitude the kind words spoken by Brother Justice Rajesh Bindal, the learned Advocate General, the learned Additional Solicitor General, and the learned leaders of the 3 wings of the bar. I thank one and all for the overwhelming response to this farewell function by being present in the virtual mode. I'm sure that the fraternity and solidarity of this great institution and the judiciary of the state of West Bengal and the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar will stand for all times to come. It is the grooming of my parents, by my parents, and my teachers from early childhood that led me to crawl, stand, walk, and grace through the different terrains of my career to be where I am today. My seniors late Advocate P. Ramakrishna Pillai at Thiruvananthapuram, and late Senior Advocate P. Sukumaran Nair in the Kerala High Court at Ernakulam, chiseled me to deliver this product of their mentoring to the judicial side of the justice delivery system. Those great masters and other elders at the bar played an abundant role in tuning me to duly perform my duties and responsibilities as a servant of the sovereign, we the people of India. Without the joint efforts put in, knowingly and unknowingly, by my parents, by masters, and by the people at large, I would not have been able to play my part as a judge and later as the Chief Justice of 4 High Courts, where I had the blessings to perform duties from such office. I offer my pranams to my late parents, my teachers, and my seniors at the bar. People provide opportunity to judges to serve them by delivering justice in terms of the Constitution and the laws. The confidence-building mechanism through the justice delivery system necessarily requires not merely high learning and competence and skills, but adherence to eternal human values, which will guide and glue the true link between thought, word, and deed. I try to stand always reminded that many had tread the path long before, and many had set footprints even along with me, and again, many more will continue to do so. Ignoring the past, present, and the possible future will be destructive of all efforts for a better tomorrow. I will be failing if I do not recall the abundant blessings showered on me by those great learned judges who presided the courts and before whom I had the opportunity to practice. They were essentially master craftsmen capable of molding the future of the bar and the bench. I remember all of them and offer my reverential pranams without mentioning any one of them by name. The cordiality and fraternity among the judges of this court always inspired me in my pursuit to discharge judicial and administrative functions. I thank all my brother and sister judges for such support. The senior members of the bar and the brilliant young advocates of the High Court at Calcutta gave me abundant opportunity to maintain the robust judicial functioning at this court. Guided by the senior members of the bar in the requisite direction of academic excellence and ethical standards, I am sure that the youngsters would grow to greater heights as the caravan moves on. The vibrancy of judicial performance from this High Court will stand enhanced by the present generation of judges and those who would get added on, I am sure. I will carry with me everlasting memories from here. I acknowledge that whatever I had been able to do in this High Court was possible only because of the efforts and support extended by my brother and sister justices, as well as the erudite bar and the registry officials, members of the Chief Justice's Secretariat, and the staff of this High Court. I also place on record my appreciation for the advocate clerks. I also place on record my appreciation for the judicial officers and staff of the District Judiciary of the State of West Bengal and the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. My wife Meera is present in this function. Srimati Vasudha Mukherjee has taken the pains to give her company here. Meera, my children, and other members of our family have graciously sailed as part of my life, taking with grace my often non-availability for them. I place on record the appreciation for the support given by the Protocol Department, the Medical Department, and the department dealing with the support and services to the judges. The support given by the appropriate departments of Central Government, Government of West Bengal, and Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar enabled me to carry out my administrative duties and responsibilities. My wife and I are personally indebted to all personnel staff, including the staff at our residence, who kept us comfortable. I express appreciation for the services rendered by the security personnel in various ranks, including the security guards at the residence. Equally, I appreciate the support given by the team of personnel piloting and guarding the convoy of official cars. I place on record the appreciation for the State Police, which maintained continuous audit of the security concerns and provided requisite support. The efforts taken by all the wings of the police including different squads to maintain absolute vigilance, deploying requisite equipments and personnel, are highly appreciated. Before parting, please accept my most sincere expression of love and affection to one and all. Thank you. Jai Hind.